Hello, and welcome to the new series on this channel, Farting Around with a soft F and a hard A. Basically, this is a show where I do a draw, and I kind of just talk over it and go through my process with everybody. Originally, I was going to do the audio while I did the drawing, but sadly, all my audio got corrupted, so now I'm redoing it. And that's fine. I'm speeding everything up now. So now instead of jumping around to the interesting bits, it's just gonna be one continuous speed draw. So today I'm doing Grooky from the new Pokemon games. He's a cute little starter, and he's probably gonna be one of my favorites of all time, just because I really like monkeys. And I thought, why not? So I'm basing him off the leak that came out that said that he turns into a gorilla with a war drum that he beats on to attack, and that kind of inspired me to think of like marching bands and British rockers, because I don't know, they just have like that Britishy aesthetic, and the whole point of this game is it takes place in a region based on England. So I don't know, I thought that those would be kind of good benchmarks to base the design around, so that plus Grooky kind of has that that groovy, that grass monkey plays the drums aesthetic thing. I don't know what I'm saying. Either way, this video is not scripted. So I am starting out here with the initial sketch where I just wanted to get like the body position, like what's the pose going to be, and I'm kind of basing it off of the gorilla in the upper right corner, just giving it like that basic gorilla look. And now I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll make it kind of waving at the audience, the people looking at it. There we go. So I know gorillas don't have tails, period. They don't have tails, but Grooky does have a tail, and I don't think that from aesthetically I feel like it would be weird to get rid of it. So my idea was that what if I incorporate that tail into how it plays the drum. So you see I put the tail, the drum on the back with the tail holding the drum stick itself. So I'm thinking maybe to keep its upper front of its body free, it actually uses the back tail to bang on the drum, and uses its front hands to walk and such. Right now, maybe not the best looking monkey, but it slowly starts coming together, giving it like the mask Grooky kind of has, with those weird like stump ears. Yeah, there we go, stump ears. And I kind of deleted the ponytail I had going on, and I decided to replace it with this marching band style head feather. And then now I get rid of that arm because I realized I do want to give it that wave. So this takes a little bit. But now I also kind of changed the perspective on his head, so she's peeking out a little bit. Something I really wanted to keep in mind when I was doing this was I really like this theory from this YouTuber Noggin, that he suggested Grooky's final evolution might have a more effeminate design, just because other starters have had this. Each starter trilogy kind of had a female or feminine aesthetic, like Fennekin's final evolution had was a witch, a female witch, while Poplio turned into a siren. So I was thinking, what if Grooky kind of becomes this drumline girl, but it's not entirely super feminine compared to like the other ones where it's very clearly meant to be that's clearly inspiration. This one, it's not as much. Really struggling with this drum here. Clearly I do not know the perspective for this. I decided to drop it down, but I do fix the drum again later. That's not the final look, but I thought, what if I gave it like kind of a woody texture? But yeah, I feel like most people, when they kind of design Grooky's final evolution, they give it a really masculine look because it's a gorilla. But like, just because it's a gorilla doesn't mean it needs to be masculine. You can have it kind of be more gender neutral, which is what I go for in this design ultimately. Is a bit more gender neutral. Right now I'm giving it like patches, like so the bikers or the British rockers, they always have like patches on their leather jackets. So I thought, what if I can mimic that with some leaves maybe? And I will give them like different colors to make them pop a bit more. and now I'm just going through. I think I've really gotten this design good. So now I'm gonna just trace everything out so I can delete this underline layer. But so what I see here is I've done is like I've given it those spiky the shoulder pads like the marching band guy has, while also kind of giving it like a bit of a jacket. So like the idea is that I'm gonna color in the top part a bit darker, so it has like a jacket like look, like the leather jacket guys have. Yes. And I wanted to kind of give it a diagonal cut, kind of like the marching band people have, but then I feel like I'd be leaning too far into it. The headdress is really already kind of giving it that marching band look. I really finally fixed this hand. Not perfect, but a lot better than what it was. I also, with that pattern on its back, I was trying to give it that silverback gorilla look. What am I doing with this butt? That is not how a butt works. I think I fix it later. But yeah, I forgot in my brain that the butt is formed by your legs coming together, not just its own separate entity. Give it the feathery drumstick. Yeah, see now I'm fixing the drum in the back because it wasn't really working down low. I think it really needed to be up high. Just give it rolls, give that butt rolls. Yeah, without the underline, you can really see where this is going. I had to fix those upper arms. They just didn't kind of line up right. I do get it better, and I give it that nice crisp look, so it's those shoulder blades are sticking out. I do test around with giving it a more of a gorilla shaped head, but ultimately I go with not. It kind of took away from the design and made it lean more too far into like one gender look. This way it's a bit more mixed, could be anything. Also, just because it's a gorilla doesn't mean it needs to look like Donkey Kong. I really wanted it to not look like just a Donkey Kong clone. This way it has its own kind of life and personality. I really feel like this design kind of has just a fun energy about it. And not like a thing. But now I'm coloring. So I think the coloring personally for me is very satisfying. I really like doing it. I needed to fix its color there. So I think I might just let the coloring roll with just some music, just because it's so satisfying. But I don't know, maybe we'll see. So I really struggled here to get the color right on its bottom legs, because I really wasn't sure what I was doing with it. So I kind of pushed it off for a little bit, went back to the drum. I do change this drum's color a lot as well. Don't know really how to do the leather though. Leathery top of the drum, but I figured it out. The white almost does look good. I pushed the back a little bit. The white almost does look nice for a bottom, but it doesn't really match Grooky's aesthetic. So I kind of go back, give it some brown legs, and then I'm still not quite digging it. I like the legs being brown, but I don't really like the silverback patch being brown. So I tested out initially with its regular skin color, and then I kind of throw in some silver, see how that looks. But I ultimately I do decide to go back to the silver look. I test a bunch of different things, unsure which I prefer the most. Give it some green, give it some, trying to copy other aesthetics. This was an okay color, so I left it there for a while, but I don't know, I just wasn't digging it. So I do come back eventually, and I fix that color. Oh, also one thing I liked, once I colored it and I realized, so Grooky takes his stick, or her stick, out of her, the headdress, or the two leaves on its head. So I kind of kept that going by keeping the drumstick's fuzz the same green as its head poof. And so I like the idea that it does just stick it back in there when it's done. There isn't like a separate place to hold it. It will just shove the stick in its head, and that's where it goes. And then when it pulls out, it takes some of the fluff with it. I don't know, I thought that was kind of fun. Also, maybe it's how it supports the fluff. I'm not sure. Now I'm just going back and just shading everything in. So I speed this up a little bit farther, just because it's just shading at this point. Making it really pop. But yeah, I'm at this point I'm pretty much done. There's nothing really else that changes. I really do like where this kind of went. I think the colors for the silverback and the legs could have been better, but I'm not really sure what else I could have done with it. I'm sure somebody will have a better idea. I'm not a trained character designer though. I'm only new at this. This will be easy on me. Fixing up little mistakes here and there, coloring in, shading the legs. I think the legs could have been a bit better shaded in the end, but it's fine. It does the job. Still working on perspective and light sources. What just happened there? Everything just got brighter. Okay. Anyway, a little bit shading in there. I decided the light source is kind of coming from the upper left corner. So everything kind of has a glow over there, and anything underneath gets a bit shaded dark. I think the legs should have had a front, like a little bit of shadow in the front, but I don't know, I didn't end up doing it. Put a little shade underneath the leaves just so that they pop off the design a bit better. But yeah, at this point, I'm pretty much done. I'm really happy with how this turned out, honestly. I really like the idea of it drumming on its back so it kept its upper hands free, and I like the little cheeky wave saying hi to the crowd. I don't know, if this was the final evolution, I would personally be very, ooh, what am I doing here? I'd be really happy if this was something similar to the final evolution. I'm sure it's nowhere near close, and now I'm just kind of messing with names. I'm not really sure what to call it. I liked Illa at the end for gorilla, because it's Grooky like monkey, but I didn't know what the front part should be. I kind of went with drum, bar, really didn't know, rockrilla, that was a weird one. But ultimately I kind of go with what I originally had, which is Durilla, because I don't know, I just like the name. So if you enjoyed this, I really hope you did. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and don't worry, the animations aren't done. I'm still working on those. They just take some time. So either way, I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, see you next time. Bye.